Hi, everybody. Well, my nephew Mark is on a land cruise, shall we say. I call it a land cruise. He's going to an all-inclusive resort, and he asked me to book it for him, and I did. Now, I didn't get to choose the hotel or anything because they were going with other family members, cousins, and they had already booked this trip at this hotel and everything through Transat. And I said, "Oh, are you sure this is the hotel you want to stay at?" Because I looked at it and I go, I probably wouldn't choose it myself. But they said, no, family's staying there, and they wanted to go. And now they kind of can't wait to get back. So my nephew asked me to book this for him and his girlfriend, and it was going with family members, and it's in Cuba, which you folks in the United States have a very hard time to ever get there, but Canada, we can still go. In fact, Transat has a weekly flight that goes there from Canada every weekend. And so they asked me to book this, and now they've been reporting back to us every day because, you know, their mother, Diane, my sister, has been sick, and was in hospital for a bit, but now she's here at my place, and they call to check in every morning, and they've been regaling us with the tales of their trip. And the very first thing my nephew said to me was, it's definitely not a cruise. And he's only been on 2 cruises in his life. And so, yeah, let me just tell you some of the experiences he's been having. Now, you might think, well, it's an all-inclusive resort. It's Cuba. It's considered a 4 or 5-star hotel. It's going to have, it's going to be beautiful. Well, their first 3 days, they had no hot water. No hot water at all, and were kind of dismissed by the staff. Yeah, well, that's just the way it is, kind of thing. Okay, no hot water, not being moved to another room, anything like that. Okay, eventually they did get some hot water, but they didn't have any for the beginning. But that was the least of the inconveniences. They don't have food. As an example, it's a very hard thing for them to have condiments. There's no such thing as ketchup. There's no such thing as mustard. The hot dog will sometimes be served to you on a piece of bread because they don't have buns. The food every night is kind of like a mystery. You never know what you're kind of going to get, and you're wondering, well, is this hotel? You got to remember, Cuba gets a lot of their supplies from Russia. And Russia right now is embroiled in a conflict with Ukraine, plus embargoes by other countries. And so their shipping hasn't been on a regular basis, even to the countries that they're supplying. And Cuba has been trying to get other supplies from China and other places, and they're having a hard time. There's food shortages everywhere. And it's just a kind of a mess right now. And they are having, they told me that yesterday when they went to get some toast, just toast for breakfast, they had no butter, they had no jam, peanut butter, honey, anything like that. What they had for your toast was mayonnaise. That's all they had was mayonnaise. I don't know about you, but there's nothing I like better than waking up in the bright sunshine, in a beach location, in a hot climate, and heading out, getting some breakfast, and having a big piece of toast with a big chunk of mayonnaise. Cannot wait. It just sounds like it's been a horror story of a trip as far as their food is concerned. Now, they're making the best of it. They're making friends while they're down there, probably all laughingly complaining about the food while they're down there as well. One of the cousins got food poisoning and was sick in the room for 2 days. It's just the eggs that they're getting down there, they're not real eggs. It's all powdered stuff because they can't get real eggs. There's no such thing as bacon. etc., etc., etc. It just sounded like horrible trip, especially if you're a foodie. Like food is got to be considered the majority of your vacation, right? When you're going on cruises or an all-inclusive, you want to eat at those great restaurants and places like that. You know, have some tapenaki, have a steakhouse, go to Italian, have some sushi. Would you trust sushi when they can't even get you butter for your toast? When they can't even get you a bun for your hot dog? And also, that hot dog is eaten plain because they have no butter, they have no ketchup, they have no mustard, relish, etc. And as far as the mayonnaise is concerned, it shows up sporadically as well. Does that sound like the vacation that you would plan and hope for? So I think the next time that my nephew comes to me and says, yeah, we're thinking on going somewhere, I guarantee you the place he's going to want to go is getting back on a cruise ship.